Cool.
Yo, welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed the conversation thus far. If you're joining us here, rewind, selector, and go and catch us from the beginning. The conversation is too hot. Having a conversation with Pompi. Now, Pompi, where we left off, you've just you've entered. You've given your life to Christ. I mean, that story is just, first of all, it's been insane. It's very miraculous in how things happened. Though miraculous sounds like it doesn't happen to normal people, but it's good when you hear guys' testimonies.
Yeah.
So now let's enter this whole Mag 44 connection. And so far you've only dropped two gospel songs.
2 gospel songs.
But they are recorded from SA.
Recorded from SA. When I came back, I came to do a music video for one, Chipolo Polo.
Right. The usual topic of discussion. LOTA House of Dreamers. Yo. The transition is here. Yeah. Pompi. Mwenzo shusha tisini na kwani se ninakuza nafuti mulilo noti usimwe ninakuza chipolo polo helo sini kama pali futi mwe ninakuza futi uyo nongiwe singa kwani se mwenzo shusha tisini na kwani se ninakuza nafuti mulilo noti usimwe ninakuza chipolo polo helo sini kama pali futi mwe ninakuza unionongewe singakwanise panchito satana mapanga bantu ninakamba kudala mushala panchito walova patipele udela eve safuno kusala muuze uzafa na njala wanisanka kulibea nipala wanipanga buleti yako pala kufupika mumatumpa kunita ya kofi mumala niweka ngoro kalubili kwatidiva kuli estabili chipolopolo ni munzeru mulilo rojusi boy nikakujela pilipili wachepa nine mwana walesa tatwaka chule yawe no never save our sovereign God hanging on Jesus arm the boys hard mwenzo shusha tisini na kwanise ninakuza nafuti mulilo nojusi mwe ninakuza chipolopolo helo sini kama pali futi mwe ninakuza futi unionongiwe singa kwanise mwenzo shusha tisini na kwanise ninakuza nafuti mulilo nojusi mwe ninakuza.
What does Chipolo Polo mean?
Before. Chipolo Polo means it's a copper bullet. It's a copper bullet. So
because you've got 3 songs called Chipolo Polo.
Yes, so this one was the first Chipolo Polo. So yeah, at the time, like I said, at that time I think really I always joke with guys because I'm always like, I think God, when you're a young believer, he like expose you, like he like walks with you, like holding your hand. So at that time, I really felt like I used to like, it was less praying and saying, God, what move should I make next?
Yeah.
Like where I knew exactly, the moves.
Yeah.
Because it was in those early stages. But yeah, I did a song called Chipolo Polo. Chipolo Polo is like, here, our boys, like the soccer team.
Yes.
They're called the Chipolo Polo boys. Chipolo Polo is like that. We've got like this event celebration song, like a song that's Chipolo Polo.
Yeah, and we'll get there.
Sort of, yeah. So,
but you did a remix for?
But I did the second song that I did as a gospel song was Chipolo Polo.
Okay.
And I shot a music video for it, yeah. And you asked earlier.
How was that received?
It was received very well. So you asked earlier the announcement. So Chipolo Polo is what led to the announcement.
Okay, let's take it over.
And like I said, I didn't. I wouldn't say I think God really is the one who introduced me, because now what happened, by the time I shot Chipolo Polo, I was a very discouraged Christian. So much so that I wanted to go back into the world.
Yo.
Yeah, because I just thought, I've come from the world where there was, I wouldn't say there was necessarily purpose behind the music. Was just, didn't have a powerful purpose behind it, but I felt the excellence that they were executing it with. It was excellent. You would get, everything was, the attention to detail, there was excellence, that was the culture. I came in the church, and obviously as a new believer, getting to familiarize myself with some of the church events. In all honesty, I thought they were very whack. And I'm not that person to pretend like, you know, the Holy Spirit has hit me, or, you know, to pretend like something is funny when it's not. Not that I'm going to say that's not funny. I'm just not going to laugh. I'm just, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to disrespect somebody or whatever. But in all honesty, when I went to the events, I felt that there was no excellence that was applied to the work. I know, and I felt the favor. I felt there wasn't enough investment that was made to ministry that is targeted towards the youth, and a lot of thought or creativity that goes into it. So I even stopped at a certain point. I mean, because to be honest with you, one event that they invited me to, from performing on stage in the secular world with these other artists, and, you know, having a sound check where they allocate a microphone to you, and you know that your sound is good, your sound engineer, you know, everything is. To getting to one time, we went to a ministry where there was one speaker. Why? Because the sound guy woke up 30 minutes ago, and he lost track of time. He wasn't there. The audience was already there. There was one speaker in the storeroom. They said, you know what, let's just use this speaker, and now we're supposed to perform. And yeah, for me, I was just like, you know what, no. God, this wasn't part of the deal. Like, I can't deal. I can't deal like this, no. I mean, I thought I'll be sort of performing on the same platform, same type of platform, at least. Like, there should be some artistic integrity as well as just, I mean, this is your altar. And your altar should be raised higher than any other altar, you know. But I was feeling like there was a lot of mediocrity. So because of that, I felt like, you know what, I think let me just, I'll stay a Christian, and I'll stay. But I really wanted to go back into the world, and just, let me not say I wanted to go back in the world, actually. But you say I didn't want the gospel artist tag.
I get it.
Yeah. I didn't want that. So even when they, you know, like, there is an award show that came, which now they were saying that you submit your songs to be nominated. So I even deliberately, I didn't want to submit the song. The video did very well, but I didn't want to submit it because I knew they would put it under gospel. And, you know, if I won the gospel,
you're in that tag.
It would be that Pompi won the best gospel award, you know. And I didn't want that to happen, so I didn't submit. So I'm watching TV one day, and I'm watching now an ad for the awards show. Oh, and the gospel nominees are, oh, Ephraim, oh, what, oh, Ebocho, oh, Pompi. So now I was actually very angry, because I was like, these guys, I didn't submit. They said the procedure is to submit. I didn't submit, but why am I? Now, obviously, because you can't be angry about that. You can't be angry about that. You're like, why are you so angry about it? But to myself, I was like, these guys are messing up my plans, man. So I remember I called a gentleman called Innocent Kalaluka. He's one of the prominent. He's actually the one. He's the one, actually, the personality behind the awards. And his show is the one that organized the awards. So I called him and I told him, oh, Mr. Innocent, I'm just calling to inquire. I've seen that I've been nominated for the Gospel Award. But I just out of curiosity, I didn't actually submit the video, so I was actually just wondering how that happened that I've been nominated. So he was like, oh, no, don't worry, man. I love your stuff, so I submitted it in for you. So I couldn't tell him, like, dude,
bro, you're killing my plans, man.
Submitted it. Oh, now what? The day of the award show, in the morning, funny enough, God had already told me that, look, I already knew
you're gonna win,
but I'm gonna win. And just as serious things got, I wish there was even a clip of that award show. I I got the award. I didn't even change my clothes to receive the award. Like I was very angry because I was thinking, now, God, why now you're locking me now to this? Now I need to endure this mediocrity for life. You know.
Yeah, it's funny.
You know. So I got the award. Next day, obviously, Pompi. Now a gospel. Now it was that everyone knows. You know. Now it's like everyone, a gospel artist. No, now. So anyway.
So you won the award Best Gospel Artist when the song he submitted was
Chipolopolo.
Okay.
Yeah. So now after that, but obviously after that I realized that no, actually this is where
God wants you to be.
God wants me to be. Yeah, but so that's how the announcement happened.
Okay,
I wouldn't
cool.
say it was something that I made a public. Even then, I never ever said on my social media at all. I'm born again now, and what. It was something that was just personal to me. My family knew, friends knew, you know.
So did you make an announcement after that?
No, that announcement was
big enough. Okay.
From then on,
you're a gospel artist.
Just not, you knew that he's a gospel artist.
And now that you've come back from, in fact, this is a big question. You've come back from university with a degree, honors. What are you doing? Are you decided that I'm going to be a gospel artist?
Immediately I touched down, I knew that, look, this assignment that I have with this music with God, that's what I need to do. So when I came, that's how I started now going to the club, singing, what. And then obviously after going through that experience with Mark 44, he said that, look, why don't we form a group or a movement of gospel artists who are in agreement with this, where our sole mission is to go out into the world and bring
win
disciples
souls.
in, win souls.
Yeah.
And knowing that we would have opposition. Yeah, knowing we would have opposition, and those who are willing to face the opposition, the criticism. So we formed this LOTA house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when LOTA house happened. Our strategy was that, look, we keep on taking our songs to gospel radio stations. Why? We need to take our songs to secular gospel stations, secular stations as well. So yeah, we went on a campaign, put teams together. We were sending to, and also the sound. We said we don't want an orthodox sound. Yeah, we don't want an orthodox sound. We want music that it sounds good. It's got energy to it, but obviously the spirit and the words of the song are gospel.
But even before I had anything from LOTA House. I think the first time I heard of Pompi was on Vichani.
Oh yes.
That came out first, didn't it?
But before what?
Before Go Hard. Before your collabos as LOTA House.
Oh, okay. Actually, by the time Vichani, the LOTA House was formed. It's just maybe we didn't produce as a unit.
Oh, okay.
But by Vichani, we were already
okay.
We were already
nice.
So we actually started out by having a Bible study, which this Bible study is where we would all come together, and other people from outside would come. So that Bible study is where we would share.
What did the Bible study do for you?
I think it gave me a community, a sense of community outside being.
You were no longer a lone ranger.
In the church, yeah, I was no longer a lone ranger. I felt a sense that, okay, so I'm not crazy.
It's true.
Yeah, there's this group that and what was nice is that even the church, a church called Miracle Life, a family church, is the one that even helped us facilitate the Bible study. We were holding the Bible study at their offices.
Nice.
So also to know that such a credible church. So it was just amazing to know that, oh wow, so this hasn't been done before, not because it was illegal, but just because nobody had the will or to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've understood. So LOTA House didn't even start as a group of people just started to make music first. It was people growing together, and then in the process of growing, the idea of now making music comes.
Exactly, yeah.
So what's after these 2 songs that you've done on your own, what's the next first song that Pompi does? And how does that come to be?
After that one, after Chipolo Polo actually, and that whole song, that's when I started working on the Mizu album.
Oh.
Yeah.
Straight. Okay.
So, because I was supposed to do an album with the Nigerian, I was already in album mode because I was supposed to do it with the Nigerians. But now, obviously, so now when that's when I did Mizu. So that was the first gospel album now that I did. Yeah.
But before Mizu, has Vichani come out?
Vichani's come out, yeah. Vichani's come out.
But that was big. Dude, why are you leaving that story like, or because you featured? Just because you featured?
No. It was big. I mean, the thing is...
you're so used to hits
the thing
now,
is, but Bring the Bass had already come out. Blase had already come out.
I get.
So
for you...
For me, it wasn't...
It was...
It was just another song that we released.
Get it. I understand. I'm trying to understand how come you're not in this frame set. Or also, I know why for me it's big, because this is when now I got introduced to you.
Exactly, I hear you. Yes.
You get from us in Kenya, Vichani was the introduction to this gospel sound.
Yes,
from Zambia.
Yes.
And it was you, Pompi, and a guy called Kenny.
Me, Mark 44, and Kenny.
And Kenny. Yes, exactly. You, Pompi.
Yeah.
Party, hey.
Their name is Pompi. Rats. Chalo ima zinguluka Zuba sima zinguluka chalo. So we at the center of the rivals, cause we the reflection of the genuine model. More brighter than a Hollywood idol. Chisisi china paki wa Bible. New mind nanzeluzi na chinja kana njira ya minga ujake paka pinga.
Go put your hands up if you got a question. Jesus is the answer. Got the place popping like landing off a hanger. Music breaking walls, got the spirit of a Samson.
Hey,
Uzani Vichani iwe. Hey, Uzani Vichani iwe. Hey, Uzani Vichani ndine mwana wa Mulungu, every day is a party. Hey.
How was that? Or for you, you are used to that?
Yeah, I would say I was used to that, but I would say Vichani also, it was let me not downplay it. It was big. Why? It was because the response was just crazy. Because like for hip hop, like obviously for the church youth, it's like they were waiting for something like this. Just exploded so much so like even like there were churches where during that phase, were like people like, for example, with me, I was banned from some churches. Like, look, Pompi here at this church. No,
you were banned from some churches.
Yeah, a lot of churches.
Because they conceived you still as secular.
Because just how I was. I mean everything. I mean why I'm going to clubs. I'm rapping. The sound, all sorts of things, So they just thought, this guy, he wants to, destroy our youth.
I get it. You are not the conventional gospel artist.
Not at all.
So in terms of, you're not just jumping on the church stage to sing and give your testimony. You're about souls.
I'm jumping, even when there's a secular show, I'm there. So they would see a post, so like, you come from performing at this secular event, now you want to come and perform here in church. No, you're banned, So I was banned from some churches, a lot of churches. But now, no, it's not the case anymore. I mean,
yeah.
But that's just to show you that,
so at a time like that, what keeps you still moving?
At that time, I really didn't care. Why? Is because I knew and I was certain that this is a mission given to me from God. So, I didn't feel I was answerable to the church. I felt I was answerable to God. And I still feel that way now. Yeah.
You had your mission and you were sure about what you'll be.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to institutionalize your covenant with God. To now make it I think that's a bit problematic.
I get it.
Because now, if that system disappoints you, you now say it's God who has disappointed you. But it's not
That's
God.
true.
Yeah.
And the system is human, so
Yeah.
they will disappoint you.
And they will disappoint you. So
Yeah.
which is why we always have people saying, no, the church did this to me. Yeah, they will. They're human. They will. I guarantee they will. So before you just switch your covenant to have a relationship with God rather than the church is good, obviously, community, but it should be a personal relationship with God.
Okay.
Rather than an institutional relationship with God.
I've understood this. I think because I've had conversations with Mark and Abel, I'm trying to tie their pieces to understand it. But it's the same story, just your approach is different. This was Mark's first song, so his excitement for it is different from yours.
Yes.
Where
yes.
you've just come from having a record deal.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah, bro, you are on top.
Yeah.
You know what it feels to be on top.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Mizu, because I think Mizu was explosive. Until today, it's still, honestly speaking, like one of my favorite albums of you. That album was something.
Thank you.
So, talk about the working process now.